Hey there! Welcome back to Eskimos, where our mission is to help you tap into the best version of each and every one of you. You know, we all have our little quirks, and today, let's talk about one that might be secretly holding you back: overconfidence. Now, don't get me wrong, confidence is a beautiful thing. It's like wearing a fabulous outfit. It makes you feel good, stand a little taller. But overconfidence? That's like wearing that same fabulous outfit to, say, a job interview as a zookeeper. It just doesn't quite fit. Overconfidence screams, "Look at me, I'm amazing," when sometimes a whisper of humility would be a better look. So, are you ready to find out if overconfidence is secretly sabotaging you? Let's dive right in. So picture this. You're at a carnival and you see that big flashing sign for the Test Your Strength game. Now, confidence would be stepping up, taking a swing, and seeing how you do. Overconfidence? That's grabbing the biggest hammer, convinced you'll ring that bell on the first try, without even checking if the hammer's made of rubber chicken. Overconfident folks, they tend to overestimate their abilities. They see themselves as invincible, like they've got a special force field protecting them from failure. But here's the thing. Life doesn't hand out force fields, just lessons. And sometimes, those lessons come with a side of consequences. Remember, it's okay to be confident, to believe in yourself, but always have a backup plan. Don't let overconfidence make you jump off that metaphorical cliff without checking for a parachute first. Okay, let's talk about the fine art of being wrong. We've all been there, right? Made a mistake, said the wrong thing, accidentally called our teacher mom. It happens. But for the overconfident, admitting a mistake is like admitting defeat. It's like trying to squeeze into last year's skinny jeans, uncomfortable and a little bit in denial. Overconfidence makes it tough to say those three little words, "I was wrong." Instead, you find yourself twisting the narrative, becoming the master of mental gymnastics, all to protect that image of always being right. But you know what? It's okay to be wrong sometimes. It doesn't make you any less amazing, any less capable. In fact, admitting when you're wrong shows strength, humility, and a willingness to learn. And trust me, those qualities, those are way more attractive than trying to squeeze into those too tight jeans. You know those friends who once they've made up their minds, that's it? No amount of logic, reason, or even adorable puppy videos can change their opinion? Yeah, that might be overconfidence at play. Overconfidence can turn opinions into concrete beliefs, set in stone, never to be questioned again. It's like building a wall around your mind, blocking out any new information or perspectives that might challenge those beliefs. And you know what happens when you build walls? You miss out on the beautiful, messy, and often hilarious world outside. It's important to remember that none of us have all the answers. We're all just figuring things out, one awkward encounter and questionable dance move at a time. So keep an open mind, be willing to listen, and maybe, just maybe, you'll be surprised by what you learn. Chapter 4. Overconfidence as a shield. Ever notice how some people seem to have it all figured out? They're always boasting about their accomplishments, dodging challenges like they're playing a high-stakes game of laser tag, and generally acting like they're starring in their own personal highlight reel. That, my friends, could be overconfidence masquerading as confidence. It's like wearing a superhero costume, not because you have superpowers, but because you're hoping no one notices the insecurities hiding underneath. Overconfidence in this sense is a defense mechanism, a way to protect ourselves from vulnerability and the fear of not being good enough. But here's the thing, vulnerability is where the magic happens. It's where we connect, grow, and discover the true strength that comes from embracing our imperfections. So ditch the superhero cape and let your authentic self shine through. Chapter 5. Assuming instead of learning. Imagine this. You're building a magnificent sandcastle, the kind that would make even the most skilled architect jealous. Now, would you start with the roof, or would you lay a strong foundation first? Overconfidence might tell you to skip the boring foundation and jump right to the fancy turrets. After all, you already know everything, right? But life, my friends, is not a sandcastle competition. Although, wouldn't that be fun? It's about building something sturdy, something that can withstand the occasional storm. Knowledge is that foundation. It's the bedrock upon which you build your skills, your experiences, and your understanding of the world. Don't let overconfidence fool you into thinking you can skip the basics. Embrace the learning process, ask questions, and never stop exploring. Chapter 6. Thinking you're the only one who can get the job done. You know that feeling when you've got a million things to do and you're convinced that you're the only one who can do them right? Yeah, that's overconfidence whispering in your ear. You got this. You're a superhero. You don't need help. But here's the thing about superheroes. Even they have sidekicks. Overconfidence can make us believe that we're solo acts in a world that thrives on collaboration. It prevents us from delegating, from trusting others to share the load and contribute their unique talents. But here's a little secret. Asking for help is not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength. It shows that you're self-aware enough to recognize your limits and that you value the contributions of others. So, the next time you're feeling overwhelmed, remember this: teamwork makes the dream work. Chapter 7. Making every conversation about yourself. We've all been stuck in that conversation, haven't we? You know, the one where you're trying to share something about yourself, but the other person keeps hijacking the conversation to talk about their latest achievement, their incredible vacation, or their cat's uncanny ability to predict the weather. Yeah, that's overconfidence taking center stage, grabbing the microphone and refusing to let go. Overconfident people often struggle to listen because they're too busy thinking about what they want to say next. They turn every conversation into a competition for attention, a chance to prove their worth. But here's the thing. True connection happens when we listen with intention, when we show genuine interest in what others have to say. So the next time you're about to launch into a story about your amazingness, take a pause, ask a question, and really listen to the answer. You might be surprised by what you learn. Chapter 8. Acting entitled to special treatment. Have you ever encountered someone who expects the world to revolve around them? They cut lines, demand special treatment, and throw a tantrum when things don't go their way? That, my friends, is overconfidence gone rogue. It's the belief that you're somehow more deserving, more important than everyone else. Overconfident people often have an inflated sense of self-importance, which can lead to a sense of entitlement. They expect preferential treatment, and they become easily offended when they don't receive it. But here's a reality check. We're all just passengers on this crazy ride called life. No one is entitled to special treatment. Kindness, respect, and a little bit of patience go a long way in making the journey more enjoyable for everyone. Chapter 9. Using actually to dismiss others. You know that person who loves to correct others even when it's completely unnecessary? They're always armed with a, well, actually, followed by a condescending explanation that leaves you feeling small and insignificant? That, my friends, is overconfidence rearing its know-it-all head. Overconfident people often feel the need to assert their intellectual dominance, even when it means belittling others. They use phrases like actually, or as you know, to subtly, or not so subtly, imply that they're the smartest person in the room. But here's the thing. Intelligence is not a competition. It's about sharing knowledge, learning from each other, and appreciating the diversity of thought. So, the next time you're about to correct someone, take a breath and ask yourself, is it really necessary? Or am I just trying to inflate my own ego? Chapter 10. Always having a comment ready. We all know that person who always has something to say, even if nobody asked. They're the first to offer unsolicited advice, the loudest voice in the room, and the undisputed champions of conversational derailment. That, my friends, is overconfidence in its most talkative form. Overconfident people often feel the need to fill every silence with their own voice. They have an opinion on everything, even if they know very little about the subject matter. But here's the thing. Sometimes, the most powerful thing you can do is listen. It's about creating space for others to share their thoughts, their stories, and their perspectives. So, the next time you're about to unleash a torrent of unsolicited advice, take a moment to pause and ask yourself, would my words be better spent listening? Outro: finding the balance. Wrapping up here, folks. If you see yourself reflected in these points, it might be time to reassess your confidence. Remember, there's a fine line between healthy confidence and overconfidence. Confidence inspires, uplifts, and empowers. Overconfidence? Well, it tends to trip over its own shoelaces. Remember, being humble, staying informed, and always ready to learn are key to personal growth. Confidence is your springboard to success. Overconfidence, your stumbling block. Stay tuned with us for more such insights. Until then, this is Eskimos signing off.